Hello, hello, and welcome to the Happy Healthy Women podcast in HHW TV. My name is Natalie Colalilo, and I am the founder and CEO of this incredible community, Happy Healthy Women. Today, we have one of our amazing trailblazers in Happy Healthy Women, the amazing Emily Tosoni, who is going to be sharing with us all about Instagram and business growth. Emily is a business growth strategist. She is a messaging coach who helps women entrepreneurs turn their content into paying clients. So I know that, the buzz is always about how to gain more followers, how to grow your audience on Instagram. And while that's important to an extent, Emily teaches buyer psychology, which we get into in this call. She talks about strategic content creation and how to build a full ecosystem from Instagram to email to create sustainable revenue. She is really, truly so knowledgeable around Instagram and how it can move your business in the right direction. And so we're going to hear all about that on this call. We're going to hear how to slow down to speed up, how to reduce the chaos of Instagram and really move into a place of it leading to revenue in our businesses. So I'm so excited for you to hear this podcast episode today. Enjoy, and don't forget to follow Emily and Happy Healthy Women in the links that are found in the show notes here. Take care. We'll see you soon. I'm so excited to have you here, my friend. Welcome.
Thank you. I'm so excited to be here. Happy Tuesday.
Happy Tuesday. So we are talking, I'm sure we're going to get into a lot of things because, if you've never heard Emily and I talk before, we're just like a couple of girlfriends chilling over a glass of wine, but we don't have any wine because it's 9 a.m. where she is and 11 a.m. where I am. But we are still going to have a really good conversation, I feel, as we always do, around all the things that we're doing in the Instagram world and as it relates to our businesses. So, Emily, here's what I think, and I want you to comment on this first.
Ready?
Because you talk about this a lot, and I feel as though a lot of women in business, you and I are both around a lot of women in business all the time, they get into this world of Instagram, or they're in this world of Instagram and trying to grow their business. They've been told that Instagram is a must, but what starts to happen is chaos, and they start to create chaos for themselves, and they start to get overwhelmed, and it's like everything is everywhere, and they're not really appealing to anybody because the message is not clear and on all these other things. So talk to me about what you're seeing with your out there in Instagram land. What's happening?
Okay, there's so many pieces here.
Yeah.
But I want to start with so what I'm seeing mostly with women business owners is that they feel like they have to use Instagram, first of all, instead of thinking of it from the perspective of how it can be a helpful business growth tool. So the first thing that I like to work on is this mindset shift from, oh, I have to do it because everybody told me I should, and there's this prescription of exactly what I should do. And the first shift has to be, you have to see the value in using a platform that is free for you to use to attract the ideal client that you want to work with, who is most certainly on the app looking for you, looking for what you offer to help them with the problem they have and the solution you have for them. So this is first, because trying to talk anyone into using a social media platform doesn't work. I'm not here to talk anyone into it. I'm not talking you into using Instagram. You have to already understand that it's a tool that will benefit you should you use it strategically and intentionally. So that's like the ground floor.
Yes.
Starting there. And then what we're seeing now more than the past few years is this chaos of create more, put out more, be on there more often, but also don't be on there too much because you don't want to be on the app all the time. But I need to see you posting every single day. I mean, this is the question I get most often is, what does consistent mean? How often should I post? How many times a day? So my first suggestion is sit back and take a deep breath.
Yeah.
First, because The best way to grow on Instagram is to be active and be posting every day. That is
Mhm.
the best way to grow
Mhm.
because it makes you more visible. It puts more content out there. It helps with the search engine and optimization of getting your content in front of the people who want to see it. So that is the best way. Is that going to work for everyone?
Mhm.
No.
Mhm.
So the best way to start is with a rhythm that works for you. And that's true for every client I work with. I think my clients hate this. They want they want a streamlined answer. No, but how many days? I don't know because I don't understand your business yet well enough to be able to tell you. It totally depends on you and what is sustainable and then you build from there. So,
Mhm.
how I'm kind of phrasing this to my clients more so now is you need to slow down a little bit first so that you can pick up momentum with clarity.
Mhm.
And here's what I'll say about that. Most of us think that the way we will sell our offer is by talking about everything we know. This is what I know. These are my accolades. These are my certifications. I'm going to list off every letter that's behind my name and every course I've taken.
Mm.
Nobody cares
Right.
until they know that you can help them. Then they
Mm.
care.
Mhm.
So I always tell my clients it's not that you shouldn't talk about what you know, your accolades, your education, your certifications, but that is not what you lead with. What you lead with is this clarity of understanding what does your ideal client struggle with
Mm.
so that they feel an emotional pull when they see your content. And then you have what I like to call readiness language in there for the ideal client who is also ready to not be in that pain point, struggle, frustration, overwhelm anymore.
Right.
They're
Right.
ready to work with you. They're ready to overcome that thing that you help them overcome. And your content has to speak to both the struggle they're in and their readiness to not be in it anymore.
Yeah. I love this. It's so important. And it's so interesting. Yesterday, we had a HHW call and one of our members said, "Yes, I get this." But like, because we were talking about pain points and a lot of people
Mhm.
are speaking on this for a reason. And she said, "But I don't want to be negative in my content."
Oh, I
And
love this.
yeah, right? And like, to me, I was just like, well, I mean, it might start negative, but only in the sense of like, I don't even know if negative is the right word, but it is, like, in the sense of, sort of pushing a button and then letting that I don't know, you tell me. Like, when people come to you and say, "I don't wanna be negative in my content," what's Emily's answer to that?
Okay, here it is.
Okay.
So, for anyone who doesn't know me yet, my background is in community health and sports medicine. So, a huge part of the community health realm is learning about the scientific understanding of why humans do or do not make behavior changes when it
Mhm.
comes to their health. And this relates directly to what we're talking about. So, in case you're like, oh, I'm going to zone out right now, no, zone right in.
Yeah.
People do not change a habit because of information or because of the promise of a positive outcome. If
Mhm.
we did, no one would smoke cigarettes, everyone would exercise at least 30 minutes a day and lift weights, and everyone would get 8 hours of sleep, and on and on and on. We would all be millionaires. If information alone was enough, and all we had to do was talk about the positives, this is the positive outcome you'll get, then everyone would be at the height of their life. That's not how our brains work. That's not the psychological reality of why we do or do not make change, make decisions, purchase, invest in anything.
Right.
The thing that drives behavior change and buying decisions is when we are tired of the negative outcome. We don't want
Yeah.
it anymore. We're so tired of the negative thing that we're experiencing. Ugh, we don't want it.
Mm.
Now we're ready to make a change, not because of the positive outcome we're going to get, because we no longer want the negative one. If
Yeah.
your content cannot speak to that, then no one feels drawn to you because the positive information of what you can get, the transformation is everywhere. It's everywhere.
Mhm.
Everyone would literally be a member of a gym or have a personal trainer if all we needed was the information about what we needed to do to get the positive outcome. That's not what drives actual decision making. It
Mm,
is when we feel seen, heard, and understood in the negative experience we are having because we think we're the only one. We're like, I'm the only one that's like this. I'm the only one who whatever the thing is, whatever your brand works on, like you have to know what are the things that they are thinking that they think they're the only one experiencing so that when you use that in content and they read it, their first thought is, "Oh my god. I thought I was the only one. Oh my god. It's like she's in my brain. Oh my god, how did she know?" That's what you want their thought to be. It's literally the highest compliment always when someone comments that,
mm.
on my content. "Oh my stop speaking directly to me. Stop spying on me. I feel
Yeah.
like you're in my brain."
Yeah.
Then I've hit the nail on the head because when they feel and when any of us think of yourself as a consumer, when you feel like you've been seen, heard, and understood in whatever it is, you're more likely to remember that account, that page, that person, their face, their name, something about them because
Mhm,
they made you feel something.
mhm.
So it's not about creating content that like mires you in the negative. It's about you and I and the rest of us have to understand that when we can identify the negative experience someone is having, they feel like they're not alone. And when they feel like they're not alone, you become more unforgettable because you identified that with them.
Right. So it's not about us being negative in our content. It's about shining the spotlight on the pain so that people can see it. Hey, that's my pain. And then
Yes.
we can diffuse that with what comes next. We can
Yes.
we can help people see that we are the solution. And I think that this is a really important thing that a lot of women miss in their
Yes.
content, right? So and just going back to what you said before about, I need to show that I know things. I need to be so polished. I need to be so perfect. And all of you who are listening right now or watching this, go check out Emily's Instagram like right now because it is 1000% like so authentic, and I've ripped a page out of Emily's book too and have, just really just been myself showing up. And there's sometimes that things look polished and sometimes things just don't. And, it's right after the gym and I'm sweaty and gross but I have something to say right now and I need to talk about it. And those are actually like, I did a post one day. It was like 6:30 a.m. It was still dark outside in the winter. I'm driving to the gym and I filmed myself talking. I don't even know what I was talking about. And still, like, people comment on that. They're like, that post you did when you were driving and it was dark and you were like, no makeup on and you were going to the gym. And that just was so authentic to them. And it made them really want to watch and hear what I had to say. So there is a lot of validity to what we're saying here. Um, okay. I want to know from you, where do people, so if they're like in the chaos of Instagram right now, they're sort of like in this place of like, I keep posting, I'm posting every day, like people say. Sometimes I see people posting 3 times a day which is great. But what's the first thing that they should do if this is not translating into, first of all, audience, and secondly, revenue, because that's the point here. And again, we're not trying to help you build followers in this
Yeah.
segment with Emily. That's not what Emily does. Emily helps you make money from from this platform and grow your business. So yeah, Emily, what would you say is the first thing people should do?
I just sent an email out about this actually yesterday to my to my email list of if you're getting crickets and no engagement, the first thing you need to do is sit down for like 15 quiet minutes away from computers, phones, everything. And
Mm,
you need to remember what it was like when you were your ideal client
mm,
because all of us were at some point. And if you weren't your ideal client, you should like rethink what you're doing in your business.
yeah,
Quite honestly, like
yeah.
you have to have a visceral understanding, but here's the deal, you're far away from what that experience was like. So you have to have quiet time to sit down, pencil to paper. I don't care which one. And you need to write down exactly how you felt. Maybe you wrote about it in a diary or something previously, like pull that back and read back through it so that you can really feel back into what it felt like. But you need to write down how you used to describe it, how your ideal client now would describe it in like the beginning stages when they come to you. So maybe you've recently done a call with someone in onboarding or like a get to know you call, a coffee chat where they're telling you about their frustrations. A lot of what happens is we try to put the struggles our ideal client is having into our language,
Yeah.
and that does not speak to them.
Yeah.
We're putting it into our like own coach or professional language, lingo, and it does not speak to their language, their understanding. So you're creating content at your level of understanding of the transformation. Even if you're trying to like speak to that language that you would have used long ago, your brain is now in a different place because you've moved to where you are and now you help people do that. So
Mhm.
the first thing is to like jot down all the actual language you would have used previously, not in some polished perfect way, but like what would you have said to your
Yeah.
best friend? You know, it's I think of, like, the conversations I have on the at school pickup when I go to get my kiddo from elementary school and I'm hanging out with the other usually it's other moms. I'm hanging out with the other moms, and right now, we're all talking about perimenopause, and we're not like, I'm on day 20 whatever of my cycle, and I'm starting to have, irregular menstrual flow." No, we're like, "Oh my god, I sweated through the sheets again last night.
Yeah.
Holy shit, I woke up and I have no energy, I cannot even focus on anything at work, I have total brain fog." That's the language you have to talk in, is like the language that you would be sharing with girlfriends, the language you're like chatting about is the language you need to use in your content.
Mhm.
So now I hear a lot people that paid lots of money to take courses in the past few years. Like, I took this course on how to create Instagram content, and it said I'm supposed to create educational content and inspirational content and this and that. And I do this on Mondays and this on Tuesdays. I'm not saying that's wrong, but it doesn't work like that anymore because everything is shifting at the speed of light because literally the algorithm changes in accordance with human behavior. So what doesn't perform well right now is educational content, the way that it used to work. You used to be able to create a piece of content that said 5 tips to sleep better at night in perimenopause. And people would be like, oh, I'm going to comb through that. That will absolutely, they will keep scrolling right by that. Nobody cares. What you
Mhm.
need to say instead is, you're a woman in your 40s who is sweating through your sheets at night, who has different symptoms every month before her period, and your doctor tells you your labs are normal and nothing is wrong, and then you find my page. Because that's the kind of shit that's gonna make your person who's on the other side with their phone like, oh my god, that's me. My doctor just told me my labs are normal and everything's fine, but I don't feel fine.
Yeah.
What? Okay, yeah, I'm gonna follow you, or I'm gonna go look at your profile. You have to remember that you're trying to speak to the most vulnerable part of someone's struggle so that they don't feel alone.
Mm.
Your content has to do that. You have to start there. And if that means you need to cut back to only posting 2 to 3 times a week, then get in a rhythm. Okay, I'm going to post 3 days a week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, post.
Mhm.
Now, if you want more, if you're like, all right, I'm ready to like turn this into revenue. Okay, then here's what I'm going to tell you: 3 to 6 months. It's going to take 3 to 6 months before you start to see a difference. And if you're like, but I've already been posting consistently, I would love to do an audit of your content for you and give you very honest feedback about whether your content is doing anything for you or not. But
Right.
once you make this shift, you have to minimum 3 to 6 months before you'll start to see the big shifts you want to see.
And is that because, like, for people to find you, or is that
Yes.
because, and we've talked about this before, just about it takes people time to like gain trust in you and watch your content repeatedly. And sometimes, I'm at a place sometimes when I find someone that I'm following, and I will go, even if nothing's coming up, they're on my mind, and I will go search them up because I
Yes.
want to see what they said today. Right.
Yes.
And so it's like getting to that point. And all of these people that I do that with are doing what you say.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So it's all of the above. It's everything you just said. It's so the algorithm knows what your content is about and can put it out to the people that are searching for it, both on Instagram and in Google searches. It's because the consumer journey takes time. And for some people, that could be 3 days. And for some people, that could be 3 to 10 years.
Right.
Everybody is different. I mean, I have clients that start working with me 2 weeks after they meet me. And I have clients that literally I'm working with someone one-on-one right now who I've known for a decade.
Yeah.
And she just booked one-on-one coaching with me 3 months ago for my
Mhm.
3-month coaching package. Everybody is different, and what you have to remember is that journey takes time, and you nurture that journey by showing up, by being trustworthy, by being credible, by being reliable, by being relatable, and the most important part is that your ideal client can tell from your content that you are not absorbed self-interest, that your actual intention is to help other people. You're a business owner. Of course
Mhm.
you want to make money. But
Mhm.
if in your head you're like, I don't want to be salesy, I don't want anybody to think I'm trying to make money. You own a business. You're obviously trying to make money. What the hell?
Yeah.
You're obviously trying to make money. Stop it. Start talking to the struggle your people are having. Your most everyone is on a social media platform now. I I just in let me bring myself together.
My
In
favorite is
my
when you just like, when you get so passionate and you have to get your words out. I love
I
it.
know.
Sorry, side note.
This is I think this is the Italian side of me. I think it is. I mean, maybe it's the Southern side. I don't know. But okay, I just took for those of you again who don't, right? Like I have the certified personal trainer certification. Hey, that's a different story. Anyway, I was working on my CEUs recently, and within um the CEU platform, I took a course on how to become a fitness social media influencer. Oh, I was just so excited to see like what's in this information. Okay. This course was created in 2003. All of it was out of date. Every single bit that was in this course that they're offering as like, get this like CEU certification right now. It's really important. You need it. It was all out of date. It was all about hashtags and IGTV and how to create educational content. And it's all out of date. What
Yeah.
is happening? I'm not the only one taking this course. I'm just knowledgeable about it from a different perspective. So I know you other people out there, you've taken courses recently that are out of date. So I am telling you right now, because I know there's always a balk back at me of like,
Yeah.
no, no, I'm not gonna do that.
Yeah.
Okay. But I'm telling you, the number of followers doesn't matter. What matters right now is everything I've just talked about. The most important piece is that your content is relatable. Your ideal client needs to see it and feel like they can relate to you because they feel like you can relate to them. And that happens when you can share from their pain point perspective and their readiness to make the change. Okay.
Mhm.
The most important metric right now on Instagram specifically is not comments. Stop getting your panties in a wad that you didn't have enough people comment. The most important metric is how many times was it shared?
Mm. Okay.
Shareable content is the most important metric for your static content. And then the second most important metric is how many people got into your DMs.
Yeah.
So here's how this works. And this is what I teach for one-on-one clients and an Instagram growth lab. You're creating reels, you're putting yourself out there, you're talking to your ideal client. That is the advertisement that brings them in. That's how I want you to think of it. It's like an advertisement that piques their interest, that starts that consumer journey of them leaning in to understand you and what you offer and how you offer it and how you can help them. They're leaning in, they're intrigued, they're curious. Your stories, your Instagram stories, completely different strategy. Your stories are where your most intrigued followers are watching you. This
Mhm.
is where you need to show them who you are, not just what you do. Who are you as a human? How much of your life are you comfortable sharing? And then share that.
Mm.
Okay. Everybody's different. I can't tell you what, but you got to show people who you are. We do not invest our money, time, and energy with a coach of any kind in service based businesses who we don't trust. And I can't trust you if I don't know you. I need to see a little bit about who you are, not just what you know. Because if I cared about what you knew, I could go find that on Google. I could go do a PubMed search. I could go
That's it.
find it anywhere else. I could
Yeah.
find it from any other coach. So you
Yeah.
need to show me who you are in your stories, and you need to tell me about your offers every 24 hours in your stories. I need to see a story slide about either a free or paid offer every 24 hours, because once somebody decides to work with you, it still takes them about an average of 21 days to make a purchase.
Yeah.
An
I'm just like,
average of 21 days. And you
yeah.
get people into your DMs. Okay. So again, shares and DMs, you get people into your DMs because in your stories, you're being a relatable human. You're giving recommendations, you're asking for recommendations, you're talking about your offers. Here's an example. Last week, the week before, I bought these little hand pointers, which I just cannot. I
Of
think they're
course
at
you did.
best. Okay. Right. It's so good. It's just like, anyway, I bought these. So I did a story about it. I was like, oh my God, look at these. They're hilarious. I saw them in a reel. I wanted them. Okay. It kind of has to do with my business because I bought them for business. But I didn't say that in the story necessarily. I was literally just like, are these adorable and hilarious? Like, look at these. The number of people in my DMs, where did you get those? Oh my gosh, those are hilarious. I want them. Emily, you're so funny. It doesn't have to be them DMing you saying, can you send me the link for your offer?
Yeah.
Because what has happened is it has started an intimate connection, a one on one connection. And people are 73% more likely to purchase from you if they've had a one on one conversation in the DMs with you previously.
Yes. Okay. Okay. So yes, I mean, you're talking and I love it. I love it. You're talking and I'm sitting here and I'm like, oh man, yeah, I got to get back. Like, not, I mean, I go through spurts where I'm like, so,
Yeah.
um, what's the word? Like I'm in my stories every day, and then and I'm doing all the things, and I'm doing 3 or 4 things a day, and I'm posting, but then there are moments when I don't, and I think that is truly like what messes up the people are seeing you and then they're not seeing you. So the consistency is so key. It's kind of, I kind of equate this to drinking water. Like you're gonna have, those days where you don't drink enough water, and you'll feel it. So, so it's like when people put reminders on their phone to drink water,
Yeah.
this is a good idea to do, I think, to stay
Yes.
consistent, at least for the beginning, while you are getting your feet wet in the consistency, and then it'll be so easy in your life. It's like any other
Yes.
habit. Yeah?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I don't want you, I don't want anyone to be on Instagram all day. In fact, I want it to be the place where you spend enough time to get the message out that you want to get out for the day, to be visible, and then get back to the rest of your business.
Yeah.
I mean, like it should not at the beginning while you're getting used to it, while you're building that habit, while you're learning how to create reels, while you're figuring out where all the buttons are and all that kind of stuff. Like it
Yeah.
takes more time. Okay. So also be patient with yourself. You guys, I literally just taught my 8-year-old how to ride his bike this weekend. This is something we've been like mentally working on for a while. He wasn't
Amazing.
interested. He finally like learned how to ride his bike this weekend. And at one point he was just, oh my God. Whatever. If you've ever taught anyone how to ride a bike or do any, if you just, it's, ugh, you got to like parent yourself, like chill out, chill out. He's just a kid. Anyway, at one point, he just would not stop being negative. I suck at this. I'm no good. And I said, all right, well, then it's time for us to go. And he was like, no, I don't want to. And I said, okay, listen, everything that you do is going to be hard and you're going to suck at it unless you keep doing it.
Mm.
So if you want to learn how to ride your bike, you need to get back on and try again. And I'm going to be right here to help you. And I'm saying the same thing to every single one of you. You're going to suck at it. And it's going to be so hard. And you're going to think that you should be faster at it, but you're not because you've never done it before. And if I have to hear one more woman who's my age or older be like, oh, well, we didn't have it when I was little, get out of here with that. I don't care that we didn't have social media when you were
Yeah.
young.
I don't
You
have
have
any of the things that we have when we were kids.
any of the
Yeah.
things. I
Yeah.
hear my parents say this. They're in their 70s. They're like, we don't know how to use social media. I watch them use their direct TV remote control like they were born with their fingers knowing what to do.
Yeah.
You can learn how to do it. Decide that you are ready and willing to learn. Put the time and effort and energy into learning. Be open to the fact that it's going to take more time than you think because you don't know how to do it yet. And the only way to get good at it is to do it.
Mhm.
And then just do it. And every time you do it, you get better. So the bike thing happened on, what is today's Tuesday? On Sunday. And then when my son woke up yesterday morning, he was like, I want to ride my bike. I learned how to ride my bike. So we went outside and he tried and he was like, I think I forgot. I can't do it. And I said, no, you didn't. You just haven't done it enough yet to where it's easy. So get back out there and try again. And then by the end of the day, he was riding up and down the street. You expect
I
that it is
love
going
that.
to happen overnight. You think that you're going to get on here one time and figure it out, but it's going to take longer than that. Don't be so hard on yourself. You are learning a whole new language.
Yes. Yes.
Slow down, get clear on who you're speaking to and how you're going to speak to them. Understand the strategy that works right now. Relatable content. Be a
Mm,
human. What
mhm.
is authentic to you? I don't know because I don't know you. You know yourself in here. So sit down and be like, who am I and how do I want to show who I am? What am I willing and comfortable to share about my personal life? I'm not saying you have to get on here and vomit information, but you have to share enough for people to be able to see you as more than just an authority figure. They also need to see you as a human.
Well,
I got a
I
little saucy there.
your Italian came out for sure. So did the Southern. And there were multiple mic drop moments in everything Emily just shared. But you know what? This is what we need. It's this like tough love, get out there, do it. Because we will feel so much happier and start to see the results come through in our businesses when we do the things that Emily tells us to do. So, based on that, I know that you have an incredible platform. You have an amazing membership that women can join. Not is it just women or people?
Yep.
People,
Yeah.
just women.
Women.
Okay, which is called Instagram Growth Lab. Tell us what happens there. And I feel like you are giving away like such a low price your trial so
Yep.
that women can come in with like no border or nothing standing in their way and no barrier, that's the word I was looking for, and really learn from you. So what do you
Yeah.
cover in that?
So inside Instagram Growth Lab, which you can try for $7 your first month. I have a Canadian pay portal, so it's $9 Canadian if that's the preference. I do 2 co-working calls a month, 2 Q&A calls a month, and 2 trainings or workshops, all based around what you need to know right now. So I essentially do all the work for you of what do you need to know? What's working? Why should you do this? How should you do that? What kind of content should you create? I'm doing that research and investigation so you don't have to. And then I bring you the information. The trainings and workshops are based off of the questions that my existing members have. So I pull together either from your questions or from any changes, updates that have happened. And then there's an entire portal of resources. So there's like step-by-step guidance when you first enter of like, here's how to optimize your profile. Here's what you need to know about reels and stories and carousels and all the questions you would have. And then you essentially get live coaching in a group format on the Q&A calls and on the training calls. And then you get accountability space with the 2 co-working calls a month.
Mm,
Um, and you can cancel it at any time. So you use this trial offer, whether it's 7 US or 9 Canadian, you come in and try it. And if you're like, I don't know, it's not for me, cancel it.
yeah.
But if you do love it, then you stay, then you become a part of the community, then you're working alongside and learning alongside other women just like you who don't just want to make things as fast as possible. They want to actually create a sustainable business ecosystem, which is exactly what I teach you to do. It's not just Instagram. It's okay, they found you on Instagram. How do you turn them into a paying client? Let me
Hmm.
teach you that whole system.
Yes. Tune in with that trial and see if it's for you because I guarantee you, like, Emily speaks your language. If you are a woman in business, especially in your first like 5 years of business, Emily is speaking your language, knows how to work with you, and knows what you need to know about this platform. And like she said, she's doing the work. Like you're doing the do. You're out there and you're like, does this matter? Does this not matter? And one of my favorite reels that you recently posted was my top 5 horror movies of all time. And like one of them was like hashtags. And I'm like, yes, I love this. Because believe it or not, people are still using those and it's
And you
scary.
don't need to.
Yeah. And you
You
don't
don't
need
need to use them.
so good. Um, Emily, I want to say thank you so much for being on our podcast today. I adore you. Thank you for being a trailblazer and happy, healthy woman. And thank you for everything that you do. Not a day goes by literally where I don't talk to our community and they're like, I just booked a call with Emily. I'm so excited to get to know, like to understand her. Or like, I'm talking to Emily today and I'm really excited because I think I really need what she does. And so, yes, if you are watching, listening, book a call, do the $7 trial and go work with this amazing woman. Thank you, Emily. I adore you.
Thank you, friend. I
Yeah.
appreciate it.
Have a great day, everybody. Bye.